What's going on, everybody? It is your boy OG Den, and today's video we're going to teach you guys how to slide on your longboard. So let's get started. Alright, so today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do the push-up slide. I call it the push-up slide because you pretty much slide in a position that resembles a push-up. So what are you going to need for this? Well, you're going to need a longboard. I'm using the loaded Tantian 38-inch. Pretty much any longboard around this size is going to work pretty well. And I'm using orangutan stimulus wheels. So for ideal sliding, what you're going to want in your wheels are wheels that don't have that plasticky rubbery feeling on the outside of them. So that would be stone ground wheels like these. Or if you don't have stone ground wheels, you just want to make sure that the wheels, if you have newer wheels, that they're sort of worn down a little bit, so that kind of plastic coating on the outside isn't on there or nearly as visible. And the reason for that is because that makes the wheels super grippy, and it makes it a little difficult to slide because they're really grippy. Not necessary, but definitely a nice thing to keep in mind while you're learning how to slide. And then the other thing you're going to need are a pair of slide gloves. So I have these ones by Sector 9. They're called Sector 9 BNHC, something like that, slide gloves. Really, any brand is going to work well. You just need gloves that have these pucks. These are called slide pucks. They're very hard, and you use them to slide on the ground so your hands don't get ripped to shreds. So once you have those three things, we can now start learning the push-up slide. What's going on, guys? So my camera battery unfortunately died at the place, so we're just going to be doing a voiceover, and this is like the third time recording the voiceover because I keep messing up on little things. Anyways, we're going to be doing a voiceover, and this is actually going to be a lot more helpful than just me recording clips and talking, because I'm going to be able to break down exactly what's happening in the clips, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, and how you guys can benefit. So with that being said, there are three main components to the push-up slide, and those are going to be the stance, the weight distribution, and the motion. Alright guys, starting off with the stance of the push-up slide. So let's take a look at this clip right here. This is me in my driveway just demonstrating it on a board that's upside down. Essentially, as soon as you put your pucks on the ground, you're going to be in this sort of like crouched, hunched, really bad form push-up position. It's not going to be a full push-up position. It's like if your back was arched really high up. So this is kind of what it looks like here. And you're going to be in this for about half of the trick. So you start with your hands like this, and you're going to slowly turn. And once you hit 90 degrees, you're going to take your knees and you're going to kick them out. So then you're going to be in pretty much full-on push-up position. Let's check this other one here. So this one's a little more exaggerated. This is for the 180 degree slide, which is, pretty much what you would start with. So what you do in this one is, as soon as you put your hands on the ground, you're going to start turning, obviously. You're going to kick your feet out, but the board is not going to stop moving. It's going to keep moving to the left. And as it moves to the left, you're going to slowly bring your knees back into you until eventually you can pull your hands up and stand up on the board 180 degrees later, and you've successfully slid the board. So stance is very important, especially that kicking out motion with your feet. Let's take a look at another clip really quickly. Here's another clip. I'm coming in pretty speedy fast here, and right about here I put my hands on the ground. I'm in that crouched kind of push-up position while I'm sliding, and once I hit 90 degrees, my knees sort of kick out a little bit, and then I bring them right back in as soon as we go 180 degrees, pull my hands in, and stand up. Pretty simple, takes a little bit to learn, but the stance is very essential to learning this push-up trick. Alright, now let's quick mention the weight distribution. So you actually want about 80% or more of your weight on the palms of your hands, not on the board. The reason for this is if most of your weight is on your feet and on the board, it's going to make your weight distribution skewed that direction, and it's going to feel really, really heavy. You're going to have a lot of weight on that board, and you don't want that, because the more weight on the board, the harder it is to actually get the wheels to give out and start sliding. You want to have most of your weight on your palms so that it's going to be really easy to push out that board and get the wheels sliding. So I usually say around 80%, just most of it, you're going to want to feel like you're pushing a lot with your palms. So let's go back to that first clip really quick and take a look here. So as you can see, when I start on the ground in that position, my back is sort of at an angle here, and it's at an angle pointing towards the palms, and that's just signaling to me that most of my weight is being put on those palms versus the feet. You can also see my shoes here, my toes are the only part on the board, which is just further angling more of my weight towards the palms. So if your wheels are having trouble kind of sliding, just pay attention to your weight and make sure that you're really pushing on those pucks. You should really hear them scraping against the ground quite a bit when you're sliding. Alright, and finally let's talk about the motion. This is like the most essential part because it's the motion of the trick. So let's take a look here at the first clip once more to start with. Alright, so let's take a look at this clip here, and remember that I ride with my right foot in front, so if you ride with your left foot in front, just mirror everything I'm doing. So if I say go left, you're going to want to go right, etc, etc. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm stepping onto my board, and I'm going to want to twist my body and my board to the left side. And while I'm twisting, I slowly lower my body position, put my hands and pucks on the ground, and then eventually I'm going to turn left 90 degrees. I'm going to kick my knees out. I'm going to continue turning left until I get 180 degrees, and then I'm going to slowly bring my knees and my hands back in and stand up. Alright, cool. Now let's take a look at an example. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. As you're getting into your slide, one thing I like to do is carve to the right and then sharply turn left as soon as I do the slide, just to get the wheels to slide a little easier. So as we can see in this clip right here, that's exactly what I do. I start off just going pretty fast, I slowly carve to the right, and as soon as I'm about to slide, I start lowering my hands, and then I sharply turn the wheels to the left, put my hands on the ground. As you can see, my back is angled so that most of the weight is on my palms. I'm going to push my legs out just a little bit once we hit 90 degrees, and as soon as you hit 180 degrees, you're going to pull your knees and your hands back in and stand up, and you complete the slide. Alright, let me show you one more example where it's not a 180 degree slide and you just stop. So as you can see, I have the exact same start, coming into the right, go to the left, but as soon as I put my hands on the ground and turn 90 degrees, I just kick my legs straight out. I'm going to still be sliding, but the wheels are going to slowly stop me, and I'm going to end in push-up position. And that's essentially the three main parts of the trick. So now I'm going to go over some examples of me doing it well, some examples of me not doing it so well, and we're going to talk about what's making it work and what's making it not work, and how you can use those to improve your overall slides. Alright guys, I have 3 clips that I picked out today to critique, because these are 3 epic fails that I did, and hopefully you can learn from them. So here's the first one. Let's play it once and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so this slide is actually pretty good, but there's one really big problem in this slide, and that is right about here. So as you can see, I have pretty good weight distribution. The board is sliding. I get around, you can even see some of the marks on the road there. But the problem is I didn't push my legs out enough, and I pulled my legs in too fast before the board got a full 180 degrees of motion. So you kind of have to time it just about right, because in this one I pulled them in a little too fast. So the board, you can see right here, it did not actually turn a full 180 degrees. There's still a good, maybe 15 degrees of motion that it needs to go. And because of that, my body's trying to move straight, the board is moved angled, so I fly off the board, as you can see. So to fix that, you just want to make sure that you don't pull your legs in too soon. Alright, next clip. Yeah! Alright, this one right here. So let's play it and then we'll talk about it. Okay, so the main issue in this one is the weight distribution. So as you can see right about here, too much of my weight is actually put on the board right about here, which is why my feet are just falling straight off the board. It's because of the fact that there's so much weight that's on the side of the board that the board isn't able to turn fully and get that full sliding motion, which causes my feet to fall off, which also causes my hands right here, they're not fully rotating with the board because there's not enough weight on them, so they kind of get stuck. So then the board kind of flies away because the board's trying to turn, but my body's not letting it, so it basically causes me to get thrown off the board. So to fix this, remember to keep most of your weight on your palms. Remember to get fully into that push-out position to get that sliding action, and then pull your feet in at the end. So like I said, that weight distribution, it's really important, otherwise that can happen. Alright, and final clip. Alright, let's play this one through as well. Okay, so this one is a pretty simple fix, but as you can see here, I get the slide pretty good, but the problem is I just fall off at the end. And the reason for that is I did not pull my legs in at the very end. I just kind of stayed in push-up position the whole time. So there's no way I could really push myself up because my center of gravity was so spread out. So to fix that, you just want to pull your legs and your hands in, so then you can stand up in the slide and then you won't fall off. But otherwise, that was a really good slide. So those are like 3 of the things that kind of happen to me a lot when I do it that I need to work on. Hopefully those things help you get better in your slides. That's all I got for today's video. If you have any more questions about sliding, feel free to DM me on Instagram at @Ogden_sickle, or leave a comment in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button. I won't waste any more of your time. It's your boy OG Den signing out. Peace out. See you guys on Wednesday. Be sure to subscribe also. See you guys in the next video.